Hey guys, it's Cory again. Today we're taking a look at the Create a Lead API and really what Air does with that, with that campaign that you're stuffing that lead into. So I've talked about this before. There are two ways to make Air, three ways to make Air make a phone call. One is to put your leads into a campaign. So you create a list and you upload names onto the list, and then you associate that list to an agent that you've created, and then you kick off the campaign with a budget, etc. So you can also have a campaign sitting there running with a budget on it and stuff leads into it on a daily basis. So with that, and whenever you get new leads, it could be in CRM or Zapier or whatever else. I mean, you don't get the lead in Zapier, but I don't believe. So you just kind of pass it in through Zapier. So what you're trying to do with this is to get Air to call, but use the campaign. So this is kind of about what does the campaign really do with your phone call or with the lead that you put on there. And I've talked to Air a bit about that, and they don't have documentation out yet on specifically what it does do. But here's what I got from the tech support call a couple nights ago. It makes a phone call as soon as it can once the lead is on the list, and then it won't call that lead again if there is no answer. It does not call that lead again for 3 hours. It'll do that up to 4 times. It'll do 4 dials a day at 3-hour intervals. And then, if someone picks up, if it answers, if you get a call outcome, then I think it has to be that the human answered. I don't think it could be this answering machine. Maybe it does pull it off the list, but it basically pauses it on the list, or it kind of unsubscribes it, but it doesn't really remove the name, I don't believe. So the idea here is that it's going to call 3-hour intervals, up to 4 dials per day, and then it'll stop calling them once once someone answers. So that is kind of how that works, and this is the Create a Lead API that I've got showing over here. The generally only need like a phone number, a list ID, and it says that extra fields is required, but I think you just have to put the extra fields section there, but you don't have to put anything in it. So that thing has to be there. Of course, the authorization string, which is the bearer token, that's kind of built into the call in a way. If you look at the curl request here, the authorization is stuck up here in the header, and then the first name and last name aren't even required. You just need a phone number, authorization, list ID, and that is the list in Air, list ID in Air. So you would click on I'd show you this right now, but it's got another person's account up, but you click on the list, and up here you can get the list ID out of there and populate that. But that's what this is doing when it actually makes a call, usually, or when you stuff a lead on a list. And that's how Air is going to call, is every 3 hours at 3-hour intervals, and only during the allowable call times, which are, I think, till 5 or 6 p.m. maybe, in the time zone of the area code for the person being called. So I hope that helps. And you can also get the docs here, docs.air.ai. Those will help you identify, the API reference. There's a video here that Tyler did, but I don't think there's any place where they're really going over what it actually does when you put that lead on the list and how it behaves at that point. So I do have some questions into Air. I'm going to see if they, what happens when, how long will it continue to try to call? Like how many days? Does it call on the weekends? And some other things that I'm trying to get nailed down. But